All right, so are you ready to be transported?
I think so?
Today we're diving deep into a little slice of paradise.
Oh, fun.
It's a place you've been curious about.
Okay.
The Humidor Aruba.
The Humidor
You
Aruba.
shared some pretty interesting articles about it.
Mm-hmm.
This spot is nestled right in the Paseo Herencia Mall.
Okay.
So we're going to unpack what makes it so special
Sounds good.
and why it just might be worth adding to your Aruban itinerary.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. The Humidor seems to be kind of a perfect blend of everything Aruba's known for, right?
Exactly.
Relaxation, indulgence, a little taste of that vibrant island culture.
Yes, and just to kind of set the scene, one of the articles from Aruba.com paints a pretty incredible picture of the island.
Oh, wow.
Did you know Aruba is home to almost 100 different nationalities?
No, I didn't know that. Wow.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That kind of cultural mix just have to make for a really unique experience.
Absolutely. And you know what's fascinating? Despite all that diversity, Aruba has this real sense of unity and harmony.
Really?
They even call it one happy island.
I've heard that.
And it's more than just a catchy slogan, right?
Yeah.
It really speaks to the welcoming spirit of the Aruban people.
Speaking of happy, the article also mentions this thing called the Aruba effect.
Oh, yeah, the Aruba effect.
What is that exactly? Is it marketing hype or is there something more to it?
I think there's definitely something special about Aruba. It's like that feeling of pure relaxation and rejuvenation that you get on vacation, but it's amplified and extended.
Okay.
Like it stays with you long after you've returned home.
So it's not just about the beaches and the sunshine.
Right, it's the whole package.
Yeah.
The beaches, the culture, the focus on wellness, the diverse activities. It all creates this lasting sense of well-being.
Okay, I am intrigued.
Yeah.
So Aruba's already setting the stage for amazing experience, but now let's zero in on the humidor itself.
Yeah, let's get down to business.
You mentioned a taste of that vibrant culture, and this article calls out their authentic Cuban mojito.
Okay, yeah.
I've had mojitos that were basically just sugary messes.
Yeah.
So what sets the humidors apart?
You've hit on a good point.
Okay.
A truly authentic Cuban mojito is all about using fresh, high-quality ingredients and the technique.
Okay.
We're talking white rum, fresh mint leaves, lime juice, sugar, and a splash of soda water.
Sounds refreshing.
The key is in the muddling. Gently crushing the mint leaves to release those oils without bruising them.
Wow.
That's how they get that perfect balance of sweetness, tartness, and refreshing mint.
All right, now you're making me thirsty.
I know, right?
But it's not just about the drinks.
No.
The article also highlights the humidor's extensive cigar selection,
Of course.
specifically Cuban brands like Cohiba, Romeo y Julieta, Monte Cristo, Bartagas.
These are some serious names.
These are some serious names in the cigar world, right?
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about some of the most renowned Cuban cigar brands.
Wow.
Each with its own unique history and flavor profile.
Okay.
For example, Cohiba was Fidel Castro's personal brand, known for its full-bodied flavor and smooth draw.
Wow.
Then you have Romeo Julieta, a more mellow and aromatic smoke that was a favor of Winston Churchill.
Really?
So you're literally puffing on the same brands enjoyed by historical figures.
That's crazy.
It's like a history lesson wrapped in a perfectly rolled tobacco leaf.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So even if you're not a cigar aficionado, there's a sense of history and prestige associated with these brands.
For sure.
And conveniently, the article mentions that the humidor is located right on that high-rise hotel trip
Oh, nice.
in the Paseo Herencia Mall.
Yeah.
It also uses nearby attractions like the beach bar Smokey Joe's Island Grill and the Palm Beach Plaza Mall.
Oh, fun.
Sounds like you could easily spend a whole day exploring that area.
Definitely imagine spending the day soaking up the sun on the beach and then heading over to the humidor for an evening of relaxation.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoying a fine cigar and a perfectly crafted mojito.
Sounds like the perfect way to experience that Aruba effect.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
We've talked about the island's charm
Mm-hmm.
and the humidor's offerings.
Yeah.
But what about the experience itself?
Okay.
What kind of atmosphere do you think awaits you at the humidor?
I envision a blend of sophistication and those laid-back island vibes.
Okay.
I imagine rich mahogany wood, plush leather seating, maybe some vintage cigar posters adorning the walls, and warm, inviting lighting.
I love it.
It would be a place to unwind, connect with fellow cigar enthusiasts, and just savor the moment.
I love those details.
Yeah.
That warm wood, the scent of leather and cigars.
Yes.
It's an experience for all the senses.
Absolutely.
But wouldn't you also expect some pops of vibrant color?
Oh, for sure.
Reflecting that Aruban sunshine and the island's lively spirit.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I can see them incorporating some colorful Aruban textiles into the decor, or maybe showcasing local artwork that captures the island's natural beauty.
I like it.
It's all about finding that perfect balance between the classic sophistication of a traditional humidor and the vibrant energy of Aruba.
And let's not forget the outdoor terrace.
Oh, the terrace.
Picture yourself settling into a comfy chair with the ocean breeze carrying the scent of salt water.
Nice.
And a perfectly crafted mojito in hand.
Oh, yeah.
A smooth cigar to complete the picture.
Ah, yes. The terrace is essential.
Right.
Imagine watching the sunset over the Caribbean Sea while enjoying your cigar and drink.
Wow.
Pure bliss.
All right, now you're really selling me on this place.
I know. It sounds pretty great.
But before we get too carried away, I want to bring it back to you, our listener.
Okay.
Imagine yourself stepping into the Humidor Aruba for the first time.
What do you see?
What sights, sounds, and aromas greet you?
What kind of conversations are happening around you?
And most importantly, how do you feel in that moment?
Yes, exactly.
Hold on to those sensory details and emotional impressions. Because in the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore some fascinating details about Aruba's unique history and culture.
Sounds good.
And how those elements might be reflected in the Humidor's atmosphere and offerings.
Can't wait.
Stay tuned.
All right.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the Humidor Aruba.
We've already painted a pretty vivid picture of this island paradise and the unique allure of the humidor itself.
And now it's time to uncover some of the deeper layers that make this place so special.
Ooh, I like it.
We've touched on Aruba's cultural diversity, but the article mentions that almost 100 different nationalities call the island home.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's incredible. What factors led to such a diverse cultural mix?
Well, Aruba's history is truly a fascinating blend of influences.
I bet.
Originally inhabited by the Arawak indigenous people, the island was later colonized by the Spanish and then the Dutch.
Wow.
And over the centuries, it became a hub for trade and commerce, attracting people from all corners of the globe.
Oh, wow. So it's like a cultural crossroads where different traditions and influences have blended over time.
Exactly. And that fusion is reflected in everything from the cuisine and music to the architecture and art.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how this all connects back to the humidor.
Yeah.
We've talked about its Cuban influence through the cigars and mojitos.
Right.
But how might those other cultural threads be woven into the experience?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Let's start with the design and decor.
Okay.
We've imagined rich mahogany and leather, but
Yeah.
maybe they also incorporate some Dutch colonial elements like Delft blue tiles or intricate woodwork.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Those touches would add another layer of history and sophistication to the ambience.
For sure.
And what about the food and drinks?
Ooh, yes.
Obviously, they have those authentic Cuban mojitos.
Right.
But could they offer other beverages or snacks that reflect Aruba's diverse culinary heritage?
Absolutely.
Like what?
Aruban cuisine is a delicious blend of Caribbean, South American, and European influences.
Wow.
They could offer local beers like balashi,
Okay.
snacks like pastechi,
What's pastechi?
savory pastries filled with cheese or meat,
Okay.
or even small plates inspired by traditional Aruban dishes.
Those additions would really create a truly immersive experience, allowing visitors to taste the flavors of Aruba alongside those Cuban classics.
Precisely. It's all about creating a holistic experience that reflects the island's unique cultural tapestry.
Now, I'm curious about the music.
Music, yeah.
We've talked about some soft Latin music playing in the background, but what other genres might enhance the atmosphere?
Well, Aruba's musical landscape is incredibly diverse.
I bet.
It encompasses everything from traditional folk music like tumba and calypso
Okay.
to contemporary Caribbean beats
Wow.
and even ditch pop.
So maybe they have a playlist that reflects that range,
Exactly.
creating a vibrant and eclectic soundscape.
Imagine sipping a mojito while a tumba rhythm fills the air, transporting you to the heart of Aruba's cultural celebrations.
You're really painting a vivid picture here.
Yeah.
I can almost feel the warm lighting, smell the cigars and spices, and hear the mix of languages swirling around me.
Yeah.
It sounds like a truly immersive sensory experience.
It really is.
And don't forget the people.
Oh, the people, yes.
We've talked about the humidor attracting a diverse clientele.
Right.
But imagine the conversations you could have, the stories you could hear from people who embody Aruba's multicultural spirit.
That's a good point.
That's what makes this place so intriguing.
Right.
It's not just about enjoying cigars and drinks,
Yeah.
but connecting with the soul of Aruba through its people.
Exactly. And those interactions add another layer of richness to the whole experience.
So we've uncovered some fascinating cultural insights.
We have.
But there's one more element I want to explore, that Aruba effect we discussed earlier.
Ah, yes, that lingering sense of relaxation and rejuvenation that stays with you long after you've returned home.
How might the humidor contribute to that effect?
Okay.
Is it just about the cigars and drinks, or is there something more at play?
I think it's a combination of factors.
Okay.
The act of savoring a cigar, the ritual of preparing and enjoying a handcrafted cocktail, the ambience of the space.
Yeah?
All of these elements encourage mindfulness and a slowing down of time.
It's like a pause button on the stresses of everyday life.
Precisely. And that pause allows you to reconnect with yourself, to be fully present in the moment, which is essential for relaxation and rejuvenation.
And when you combine that with the warm hospitality of the Aruban people and the island's overall atmosphere of tranquility, it's no wonder people talk about the Aruba effect.
Exactly. It's about more than just the physical location or the offerings. It's about the energy and spirit that permeates the entire island.
So the Humidor becomes more than just a cigar bar.
Yeah,
It's a portal to the Aruba effect,
that's a good way to put it.
the place to tap into that sense of peace and well-being.
Yes, it's a place to savor the moment, to connect with yourself and others, and to leave feeling refreshed and revitalized.
We've covered so much ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From the allure of Aruba itself
Hmm.
to the unique offerings of the Humidor
Right.
and the cultural influences that shape its atmosphere.
Yeah.
But before we move on to our final thoughts,
Okay.
I want to pause and ask you, our listener, a question.
Go for it.
Imagine yourself stepping into the Humidor Aruba.
Okay.
What sights, sounds, and aromas greet you?
What kind of conversations are taking place around you?
And most importantly, how do you feel in that moment?
Good questions.
Hold on to those sensory details and emotional impressions as we wrap up our deep dive in the next segment.
Okay.
We'll explore some final thoughts
All right.
and leave you with a provocative question to ponder as you continue your own exploration of the Humidor Aruba. Welcome back to our deep dive into the Humidor Aruba.
We've journeyed through the island's vibrant culture, explored the Humidor's unique offerings, and we even tapped into that elusive Aruba effect.
Now it's time to bring it all together
Yeah.
and leave you with something to ponder
Okay.
as you continue your own exploration of this intriguing spot.
All right, I'm ready.
I think it's really fascinating is how this specific location, the Humidor, can act as a gateway to a much broader understanding of culture history, even personal well-being.
You're right. It's a reminder that even those seemingly simple pleasures like enjoying a cigar or a well-crafted cocktail can be so much richer when you understand their origins, the traditions they represent, and the diverse cultural influences that shape them.
Exactly. It adds a whole new dimension to the experience.
For sure.
And when you factor in the Aruba effect, that sense of relaxation and rejuvenation,
Yeah,
it becomes more than just a pleasurable experience. It becomes a form of self-care,
I like that.
a way to reconnect with yourself and the world around you.
I love that perspective.
It's a reminder that travel, even to a seemingly familiar place like a cigar bar, can be so much more than just checking things off a list.
Right.
It's about expanding your horizons, enriching your understanding of the world, and even discovering new facets of yourself.
Absolutely. And that's what makes this deep dive so valuable.
Yeah.
It's not just about providing information. It's about sparking curiosity, encouraging you to look beyond the surface and find those deeper layers of meaning in every experience.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the Humidor Aruba,
Okay.
we want to leave you with one final thought to consider.
Right, hit me.
We've discussed the various cultural influences present in Aruba, from the indigenous Arawak people to the Spanish and Dutch colonizers, and of course the strong Cuban presence in the Humidor itself.
Mm-hmm.
But considering the nearly 100 different nationalities that call Aruba home,
Right.
what other cultural influences might you find reflected in the Humidor's atmosphere or offerings?
That's a good question.
Perhaps a touch of South American warmth in the hospitality, a hint of European sophistication in the design, or maybe even subtle nods to Asian or African cultures represented among the island's residents.
That's a fantastic question to ponder.
It challenges us to go beyond the obvious
Yeah.
and look for those subtle details that reveal the true complexity and richness of a place.
So keep your senses open, your mind curious, and your spirit adventurous. The world is full of fascinating stories waiting to be discovered even in the most unexpected places.
Happy travels and enjoy the journey.